Hello, let's take a look at the weather forecast across Europe for the next few days. And things are still looking quite unsettled. From the northwest, we've got low pressure moving in from the Atlantic, bringing at times some wet and windy weather to the UK over the next day or so, pushing south in towards France, some snowfall to come across the Alps and some wet and windy weather across Germany too. But towards the south and east of that, largely dry and settled down towards Greece, into Turkey after the recent fairly stormy weather we've seen here. It is mild and it is dry. In fact, that mild theme continues across much of the continent of Europe. Temperatures as we head through the weekend for northern parts of Spain up to about 20 degrees or so, well above average for the time of year. Similar picture into France, mild, but some wet and windy weather working across France, particularly windy for central Germany, and for the UK a few showers around. Unsettled too across Scandinavia, with low pressure bringing some blustery conditions at times. Into Sunday, and this frontal system moves a bit further eastwards, still lingering across parts of France, some snowfall into the Alps, still quite wet and windy for much of Germany, but further south largely dry, plenty of sunshine and temperatures certainly on the rise. For both London and for Paris, quite unsettled and mild for the next few days, but things turn colder as we head through next week. Should be dry for Madrid and for Rome, but again those temperatures will be dipping down into next week. For Moscow then, a cold spell of weather on the cards for next week after heavy showers clear over the next few days. Bye-bye. Hello, let's take a look at the weather right across North America. And with high pressure in charge across much of the continent, there's a lot of dry weather on the cards over the next few days. Pretty mild too for many parts of Canada. But we have got a developing system here in the Gulf of Mexico. Now that's going to push its way gradually northeastwards. On Friday, it'll bring some heavy downpours to parts of northern Florida, Georgia and the Carolinas too, before pushing its way northwards through the weekend. Also still very unsettled for the Pacific Northwest and British Columbia. We've seen a lot of heavy rain and also mountain snow, and there's more of it to come. There could be some flooding impacts close to Vancouver. Snow flurries across coastal parts of Alaska as well. So rain, mountain snow and brisk winds. We could see gusts of around 60 or even 70 miles per hour. Further south, mostly dry down across much of California into Arizona as well. Take a look at the outlook then over the next few days for some of these cities in the west, and it's still unsettled with further showers for Vancouver and for Seattle, San Francisco and Los Angeles looking dry and a little bit cooler too. It is a dry day on Friday for Toronto and Montreal. The wind picking up in New York, perhaps one or two showers at times here, but further south some more persistent rain across the Carolinas and into northern parts of Florida. To the south of Florida, mostly dry, but some heavy showers for Miami, certainly through Friday night and into Saturday. Some thunderstorms likely here, turning a little bit colder in Montreal. Bye-bye. Hello there. We've got some heavy showers in the Gulf of Mexico that are likely to affect some parts of the Caribbean over the next few days. We'll look at that in a moment. First off to South America though, and we've had heavy rain and flooding recently across some central and southern parts of Brazil. Now we've still got some heavy showers on Friday, but they're a bit further south than the heaviest of the downpours that have been recently. So particularly for Sao Paulo state, a little bit drier for Minas Gerais state after that recent flooding. Further north, heavy showers across parts of Colombia, Venezuela, stretching towards Suriname, Guyana and French Guiana as well, but a little bit drier further south through central and eastern parts of Brazil. For Recife down towards Rio de Janeiro, mostly dry here. Further south, a largely dry picture across much of Argentina. Temperatures on the warm side, some places about 10 Celsius above average. Still unsettled though for southern Chile. Now here is the outlook, and in Rio de Janeiro there'll be plenty more showers over the next 5 days or so. Largely dry for Buenos Aires, but perhaps a bit of rain as we head on through next week. Now for Mexico, we have got low pressure and a frontal system trailing in the Gulf of Mexico, so some showers around the east coast of Mexico, perhaps at one or two pushing into the Yucatan Peninsula, and they'll arrive across western Cuba, I think later on Friday. But for Friday itself, much of the Caribbean looking largely dry. That rain spreading in though. There'll be some heavy showers and some thunderstorms potentially in Havana on Saturday. Things are looking dry in San Salvador. Bye-bye. Hello, we've had some fairly unsettled and at times stormy weather across parts of the Middle East. Still a bit of snowfall to come there, and temperatures a bit below average. Also rather chilly for the northeast of Africa. But further south across Africa, you can see the shower cloud that we've seen on the satellite image. More heavy showers to come, stretching from parts of Angola towards northern Mozambique, up towards southern Ethiopia as well. So there could be some further flooding, but a drier spell of weather further south across Mozambique and across Madagascar after the recent flooding too. Down towards South Africa, things are looking mostly dry. One or two showers in the east, but temperatures certainly are above average. In Cape Town then, it's looking warm and dry over the next 5 days or so. A similar picture for Dakar and Johannesburg, but a few showers at times in Nairobi. Hot and dry weather set to continue in Khartoum, Casablanca around about 20 or 21 degrees in the sunshine. 1 or 2 showers for both Kinshasa and for Lusaka as well. Now, across the Middle East, we've got low pressure moving out of Iraq in towards Iran, so some snowfall across the mountains and fairly gusty winds as well. In fact, temperatures for the likes of Syria, Jordan and northern Saudi Arabia behind that weather system, rather cool for the time of year. Not just cool, but we've got quite a brisk northwesterly wind developing as well, so that could bring some lifted dust for the likes of Syria towards central Saudi Arabia too. Things are looking dry though for Muscat, Dubai, Riyadh and for Tel Aviv over the next 5 days. Bye-bye. Hello. With low pressure bringing some heavy showers across the Middle East, we're going to see that system moving into Central Asia, bringing some unsettled weather as we head on into the start of next week. But for the here and now, let's start off across India. Things are looking mostly clear and dry, as you can see on the satellite picture, and that's very much the picture over the next few days. Not everywhere. We have got some showers around. 1 or 2 showers coming in through parts of Odisha and also Andhra Pradesh as well. And further north, we'll have some snow flurries at times across the Himalayas as well. Much of northern and northwestern India relatively cold here, so we have had warnings in force. Saturday, another cold day with some fog patches. Now for Saturday, it is mostly dry and settled across much of Kazakhstan down towards Turkmenistan, but we have got some showers just looming across the Caspian Sea, and they're going to push their way gradually eastward, so some heavy snowfall across the mountains at times, but it is looking dry and settled across Pakistan, right down the west coast of India too. Lots of sunshine around here. Should stay dry in Mali with temperatures around 31 degrees and a largely dry story across Sri Lanka too. Further north, you can just pick out 1 or 2 showers through parts of Odisha, perhaps West Bengal and up towards Assam as well, a few showers there. Mumbai, Dakar, Islamabad and Colombo, mostly dry, but we could well see a few showers cropping up across Sri Lanka through the middle part of next week. Tashkent turns colder and more unsettled, but it remains dry in Karachi, New Delhi and Chennai. Bye-bye. Hello. On Friday, temperatures in Canberra, Hobart and Melbourne all soared above 40 Celsius for the first time in recorded history. The heat will now be transferring its way gradually eastwards over the next few days. We'll look at Australia in a bit more detail in a moment. But first off, further north across Japan, it's been very wet and windy, quite stormy recently. Low pressure will be slowly clearing away towards the east, but still some snow flurries across northern parts of Honshu. Dry for Kyushu and across the Korean peninsula. Fairly chilly down the east coast of China, with temperatures in Hong Kong at only around about 13 Celsius. Lots of dry weather across much of Thailand and Vietnam, 1 or 2 showers around the east coast. Heavy showers right across Indonesia, particularly for Java and Sumatra too. But things are looking dry for Osaka, Beijing, Bangkok and Seoul as well, but temperatures here will be dropping off through next week. Now the intense heat that we've seen across South Australia and Victoria will be pushing its way eastwards. Still some very hot air in place across parts of New South Wales and Queensland as well, but much cooler for Adelaide and for Melbourne too, with some heavy rain at times. We've got this frontal system. Heavy rain too for northern parts of the Northern Territory and northern Queensland, where there could be some flooding impacts. Across to New Zealand, and we've got a bit of rain arriving in Southland, but for much of New Zealand, a largely dry day. Temperatures in Auckland around 25 Celsius. It will be turning cooler with some showers in Sydney. Temperatures in Melbourne just 17 degrees by Monday. Bye for now.